talking about how they might have slept with with another man's wife, knowingly.
Yeah. And then now they don't really want to invite you around. They don't really want to kick it with you because you always got something to say. So when a nigga talking about, yeah, I took down folk like that, you might correct them like, hey, bro, that's wrong.
Yeah.
And then nigga might think you playing. Then you stand on it and you tell them, nah, for real though, that shit goofy, bro. Why? Why you doing this? Why you trying to fuck with his wife? Then nigga might get mad at you like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you?
That's an evil spirit. Just that little dialogue right there, that's an evil spirit in that, brother. Because if it wasn't, and if you knew the law, statutes, and the commandments, then he would know that it's just not some way that I feel. It's just me knowing like what the Bible say, like, see what I'm saying? And knowing that it's wrong.
Even like when you go out to the clubs and stuff, a lot of times it's tough because you see a lot of evil spirits there. A lot of demons be there and stuff like that.
Right.
You can kind of see that, you know what I mean? Like you got brothers in there, you can just see the spirits on them. Like, they ready to fight you. They mean mugging you. They can't wait to get into it with you. You see what I'm saying? Over some goofy shit, over some little kitchen. Like me and we went out to a bar one day. I left to go to the bathroom just ask us to hold my spot. We damn near had to get into it with a dude over a spot. Cause cuz was holding it for him. That's an evil spirit, man. Then you got adultery happening. We had women that was there with they mans or dudes that you could clearly tell that they was fucking on, but trying to come up and talk to us. Sometimes it's not always you went and got at her and committed adultery. Sometimes she came on to you.
Yeah,
we tell dudes, man, you gotta come get your girl, man. What the fuck is you doing? Some of these dudes want to watch you do things with their girl.
Weird.
I watched a movie yesterday on Tubi. It was like a swingers movie. They went to like a couples retreat and everybody in there was arguing and taking turns with each other, man.
Yeah, I mean, and that's some Edomite shit. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what goes, like things like that is what goes back into like certain holidays like Valentine's Day. You see what I'm saying? And we know who created that holiday.
And that's wicked.
Exactly.
You can't say, well, he let me do it. He allowed, that's still wicked. That's still adultery. What he wanted to swing and switch couples. That's still adultery. You can't do that, man.
What's the dude name? Adam 22?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's like he made a sex tape of his wife and letting another man, you know, bang his wife.
He did. They had them freak offs with Cassie, where they have male prostitutes come in and pop her while he watched. Those are freak offs, man. That's adultery, man. 1 Timothy 4, I got a precept, verse 1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some should depart from the faith. Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah.
I felt that because you see a lot of people departing from the faith. I know that one of the dudes that I seen when I first came in the truth, which everybody know this dude, he probably responsible for bringing a lot of Israelites into the truth, which is the dude,
the ISUK dude.
What was his name? What was the name of the videos he used to do? I forgot the name of the videos, but you know who I'm talking about. It was pretty much on the topic of the blacks or the Hebrew Israelites, or the Hebrew Israelites or the blacks. I forgot what it is. I forgot exactly the name though, but he kind of fell out the truth. You know what I mean? I just didn't notice that it was him because when I was watching the videos, he was kind of chubby back then on those videos, but now he's skinny. He didn't skim down and super skinny, so you almost didn't recognize him until you double look and you be like, oh, that is folk. Following out the truth, you know what I mean? And I'm talking about he's responsible for a big portion of Israelites waking up to the truth, man.
Yeah, they get
hidden identity or some shit like that.
Oh, him?
Yeah.
That's him?
Yeah, hidden identity or some shit like that.
Who was making them videos? He out of Detroit. He out of Michigan.
I'm not sure where he out of.
Yeah, the Hidden Enemies.
It might be that. It might be that. Or some shit like that. I'll have to look it up. But people know who I'm talking about, though. But, you know, him falling out the truth was a big thing, man. It's like, damn. You know, you see a lot of people left and right, right? Now, let's keep going. They departing from the faith. Now, just because you don't teach or you don't make videos or go out on the highways and byways, I'm not necessarily going to say that means that you departed from the faith, because it don't say that in the Bible. Sometimes, you know, brothers end up taking breaks and they come back stronger. You know, sometimes you got to get your mind together. If you're losing your mind, now do we advocate for you taking breaks? No. We look at it like you got to keep teaching the truth, but I'm just saying, like, if you ain't put up a video in a week, you did fall out the truth. That don't mean, oh, he fell out of the truth, he ain't put a video in a week. Where does it say that in the Bible? If you miss a week of camp, you fell out the truth. Come on, man, stop the bullshit, bro. You know, put down the flaw as you stop doing this truth and stop believing the faith and stop keeping the law, statutes, commandments, and praying to the Lord for, you know, like a years or some shit like that. Now you completely out of it. Yeah, but if you miss a week, like, come on, because these dudes try that shit.
Or you just completely convert to like a Christian or something.
Exactly. That's putting the faith down. Because brothers do that. Brothers go to your page. You ain't put up a video in a week. He fell out the truth.
Yeah, they'll make a whole video about you.
I ain't seen videos in a week or 2 weeks on your channel. What's going on? But let's keep going. Right? It says giving heed to seducing spirits. So that's following out the faith. It's giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, like the brother just said. That's falling out the faith is when you start worshiping these other doctrines. We see you putting up pictures with a Christmas tree on your social media. He fell out the truth.
Or like that video. I mean, because you can equate this to a brother falling out the truth. Now he might still consider himself an Israelite. He might still be putting it on the camp videos and shit up. But we just seen him celebrate Thanksgiving and eating pork.
He out the truth.
What else? You see what I'm saying? What else could that be?
That's giving heed to seducing spirits, the seducing spirit of Thanksgiving. He gave heed to it. Following doctrines of devils. That's a doctrine of devils. Thanksgiving, the pilgrims and the Indians came together and was thankful. We know the true story, what happened with that. We heard of the Trail of Tears, the Indian Removal Act. We heard of these things, man. We heard of Mississippi area where it was a lot of cotton, and they was killing the Indians because they wanted to take the land to bring in the Negroes so they could form the cotton fields and get the cotton business. We heard of Wall Street, man. The slaves being on Wall Street, they had to put up a wall so they could have their auction blocks to safety. We heard of these things. What was you thankful of, man? But then you want to spin it and put your own doctrine on it and say this is the day of Yahushua. It don't say that in the Bible, man.
Yeah,
that shit's wicked.
And that's why this camp's so important, because I actually had got into an argument with a family member because they trying to tell me, since I'm not celebrating holidays and I didn't want to celebrate Thanksgiving, that the Lord was going to punish me.
Where did it say the Lord celebrate Thanksgiving in the Bible? And where did it say that it's a law, statute, and commandment you have to celebrate Thanksgiving every year in November?
And that's an evil spirit.
Yep.
It could come, like I said, it could come in all different types of forms. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So now, your grandmother's telling you, baby, yes, I made this, I made that, and she coming all sweet and genuine, and you know your granny love you, but this is what she believed. But I'm knowing that that's an evil spirit working through my grandma, trying to seduce me. You see what I'm saying?
Through the ones you love the most.
And this how you know it is an evil spirit, because it caused us to start kind of like getting into a heated, I wouldn't say argument, but you see what I'm saying? So that's the negativity, that's the spirit that's coming off her, trying to, you see what I'm saying? And then in turn, we know what the Bible says about, you know, honoring your mother and your father and your grandparents and things like that. You see what I'm saying? Now I start getting disrespectful and start arguing with my grandma.
Shalom, the brother Kadash.
Shalom, the brother Kadash.
We'll start off by giving our praise to
Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Bakakadash.
Back out here with these goofies at the same time we out here. Man, we gonna have to do a different day.
Saturday.
Figure something out different, yeah. This camp is gonna be called Evil Spirits. So, you know, we gonna go in. So, we was talking about before camp, I had a camp title named Doctrines of Devil. The brother came up with Evil Spirits. So that's the spirit, because we kind of like on point, you know what I mean? About the same thing. So we got some precepts. It ain't gonna be long. This camp ain't gonna be too long. We got some precepts that we're gonna bring out about those evil spirits. Like, you see these evil spirits going on today. Just like every time we come out camp, these goofies out here. That's evil spirits. That's demons. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes you can see the demons on people. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And then one of the things I wanted to mention was these guys, right? that be a part of these different doctrines. Because I had this happen to me over the weekend with a Muslim brother. But they all want to act like they know the Bible so much, though. Like, so they'll be in Kemet, they'll be in Islam, or they'll just be a Muslim, which I didn't even know. So now it's different. You could be a Muslim and follow Allah, but not be in the religion Islam. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but they all have to have some type of opinion or information about the Bible to kind of make their claims stand about whatever religion. Why is that? That's because the Bible is the most popular book out there.
Yeah.
It's the truth. So don't nobody really want to hear what you say unless you can prove it in the Bible. Like, I was watching those dudes I sent you, they was more like Kemet guys, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like Kemet and shit like that, right? Egyptian type dudes, right? But they had to go in the Bible to kind of prove what they were saying.
Right.
Because the world don't want to hear what you're saying, man. Those are evil spirits. The world don't want to hear that shit unless you can prove it in the Bible. Just like with the brother that was a Muslim. He didn't want to let me use the Bible to kind of cut the fact that Ishmael and Galatians 4 cannot be a part of the covenant, the heirs of the kingdom.
Right.
But he wanted to use the Bible to prove that Muhammad was a prophet. So which one is it? Can we not use this Bible, or can we use the Bible? That's double talking, because you won't let me use the Bible, but then you will say, well, Muhammad's in the Bible, and then you will go to the Bible, the same Bible, and use it to prove something.
Right.
So which one is it, man?
Yeah, it's kind of like what you said earlier. It's no different from a Christian who would say that they would say that they believe in the Bible and that they are Christian, but don't want to follow the laws. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like with the brother. He say he's not a Muslim, but he going off of what the Quran says.
He say he a Muslim, but he not Islam.
Yeah.
The religion.
Yeah, exactly.
And he follows the Quran, but he believes the Quran is the oldest untouched book. But the man, look, the man Muhammad didn't read or write, so he didn't write the Quran. So you going off what somebody said they heard from him when he was alive, that you don't know if it's true or not, or if he even said that or not.
Yeah,
You don't know if
they
they
don't even
switched
speak
some
about
things.
whoever that person is.
Exactly.
Because he didn't read or write. I mean, he couldn't read or write.
Right.
So why ain't the person documented who wrote his teaching?
Right. But then they say, well, isn't that the same thing with Moses? And, well, Moses could read and write, man.
Yeah,
Now, he wasn't the best speaker. That's why his brother spoke for him, Aaron. But he still could read and write. You see how I'm saying? So that's the difference, bro. But even in the Quran, which we ain't gonna go into it, it talks about the prophets of Israel. And that's who you should follow. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But then when we go to the book about them that tells you Ishmael is cast out, then y'all don't want to hear it. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, and also, you know, the evil spirits, they come in all different types of ways too. You see what I'm saying? They come from, it could be family, you know, it could be friends. You see what I'm saying? So they be, the evil spirits, they be on people, but a lot of times they be in disguise. You see what I'm saying? So you just gotta be ever mindful and just know that the evil spirits is really out there and they working. You know what I'm saying? They working just like, you know, the spirits that sits on the right hand side of the Lord is working. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, you wanna start getting to the precepts.
Yeah, them evil spirits gonna come after you too, especially if you in this walk trying to be righteous. They gonna test you. That's the chastisement, man.
Yeah.
That's the temptation test. You know, temptation around us all is hard, man. You know, what can you do when you got like young children and you wanna put them, they gotta learn something. They can't be dumb, illiterate, they gotta learn, but you don't really wanna put them in school. Why? Because all those evil spirits that's in there. That holiday shit. But then you can't just leave them at home and not let them learn. So then you got to do the extra work to teach them. It gets tough, man.
Yeah.
It's tough decisions you got to make. You just say, fuck it, put them in school. It's tough.
Yeah. And so that's why you got to be ever mindful that they out there. The evil spirits is out there. They lurking, and they very, very busy, 24/7.
Trying to set you up, man.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah.
You know, it's hard when live a certain type of lifestyle and you expect certain type of things, but you know, you gotta go around people, whether it be family, friends, stuff like that don't necessarily think the way that you think.
Yeah.
You know how many times I had to like leave shit because they was finna start getting on some wicked shit. I gotta get up out of here. I don't really get down on shit like this. You feel what I'm saying? It's tough, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's tough. But you gotta stay strong though. You know, and for the ones with the, and for the people with the evil spirits that's on them, you see what I'm saying? They usually only get worse.
Yeah.
Worse and worse.
Yeah.
So
I got it. Luke 11, verse 24. When the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, he walketh through dry places, seeking rest, and findeth none. He say, I will return into my house which I came out. And when he cometh, he findeth it swept and garnished. Then goeth he and taketh to him 7 other spirits more wicked than him, and they enter in and dwell there. And the last state of a man is worse than the first.
yeah, just like I was saying. So they only the evil spirits usually they just get worse and worse. Like once they find a destination and they settle. See, and that's why it's so important for you to be, you know, learning and getting into the Bible and learning what the Lord requires, because that's like your shield. You see what I'm saying? Trying to follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord is like it's like the armor from the spirits. But once they get into you and they settle, you see what I'm saying? Then usually they just only get worse and worse, and then you will start seeing, like, say for instance, like if you know somebody and they start, and you know them to do wicked things, but then as time go on, you just start hearing about them doing like different, like more and more wicked things. You see what I'm saying? So they usually only get worse.
This is 2 Timothy 3, verse 13. It says, but evil men and seducers shall wax worse and worse, deceiving and being deceived. But continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and hast been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them.
Right. So as brothers in this truth, you see what I'm saying? We just gotta know that temptation is knocking at the door constantly every day. You see what I'm saying? Wicked temptation, wicked people. You see what I'm saying? We still have to deal with people, you know, as family members, you know what I'm saying, friends. You know, and we know that these people wicked. Like, you know, you can just be having a conversation with a close relative and they talking about, now I'm sinning. You see, so the evil spirits, they really out there. You just gotta be ever mindful.
Who is my mother? Who is my father? Who is my brother? Who is my mother? Who is my brother? Those that do the will of my father. Hey, the Bible says, rebuke out loud. Spare none.
Right.
So, yeah, disrespect is different than not sparing and rebuking. Two different things. Spare none. Your grandma, your great grandma, your auntie, your great auntie. It says spare none, bro. Because look, at the end of the day, can you show me Yahushua, or she would say Jesus Christ, celebrating Thanksgiving in the Bible in November?
They tried to pull up, I want to say it's Psalms 100.
Something that say give Thanksgiving to God.
Yeah, entering into thy gates.
Like being, and all it means is being thankful.
Shoot.
What does it say to celebrate Thanksgiving as a high holy day every day of the year? But you know what? That's the same thing they do with Easter. They find one little spot that say Easter. They find one little spot that say Thanksgiving. The Muslims, they go to Deuteronomy 18, I think like verse 18, where it says, he will put my words in his mouth, and then they say, well, Muhammad couldn't read or speak, so that's talking about Muhammad because the Lord put his words in his mouth, when it's clearly talking about Yahushua. The shit is goofy, man.
And then when it comes down to that, Muhammad wasn't speaking the words of the Lord.
No.
In certain ways, because just like we always like to go to prove to a Muslim that the Bible and the Quran is got a lot of different differences, so they're not the same. So in that case, so Muhammad gave y'all a commandment to eat anything out of the sea, but the Bible don't give you that commandment. You see what I'm saying?
Muhammad did tell you to keep the Passover.
You see what I'm saying?
They keep Ramadan and they circle around a rock and kiss it and pray to it, but then they say they not praying to it or they not worshiping it.
Right.
Muhammad and them, the Quran says that you could stop giving your woman sex. and not give her sex as a form of punishment. The Bible says your body is your wife's body, and your wife's body is your body. And it says, yeah, you might have to separate for a little bit of time because shit happens. But it says the point is for y'all to come back together. And she's supposed to have access to your body. That's her wifely duties. And you're supposed to have access to her body. But so it's differences. Let's keep going. This is cold. It's real cold, man. And then it keeps beating at you. It says speaking lies in hypocrisy. So that dude that was keeping Thanksgiving, but he's in the truth, he was speaking lies, man. And he's a hypocrite.
Hey, when we get to Romans, let's just start at verse 25.
Okay. The dude from one body in your house started saying Edomites can be saved now. Man. He gave into a seducing spirit of Edomites being saved.
Yeah.
Of everybody being saved.
And so you see that the evil spirits is working on they ain't got no picks and chooses.
Yep. They cut everybody.
They not you see what I'm saying? They not showing favorites. If you showing any signs of a weakness, then they gonna come and then they gonna tempt you. And if you open up all the way, then they gonna settle right into you, and then they gonna get you to do their work.
Yeah, because he was already bad like that first precept, and then 7 more demons hopped on him now.
Yeah, exactly.
But why is he giving into that seducing spirit? What's seducing about that everybody can be saved? The money. The money is what's seducing about it. My church is failing because of the evil spirits that was on us. I'm trying to get my views back up. I'm trying to get my members back up. I'm trying to get my money back up. I'm trying to get my name back up. If I allow these Edomites and these other nations to come in, I'm going to be a mega church and be a multi-million. It's the money.
So now you just feeding lies.
Now you like, fuck it. How can I get these? Well, these people could be saved. Now you all on Vocab Malone page, which is a super demon. He's like a super demon, giving in to those seducing spirits that he's hitting you with, man. Shit crazy, bro.
Hey, like I said, them evil spirits ain't got no picks and chooses. They ain't showing favoritism. They're not only coming after one type of people. You see what I'm saying? And then they really want you more. They really after you more if you actually doing the will of the Lord to the best of your ability.
Keep going. Forbidding to marry, right? These guys is forbidding to marry, man. Some of these guys is telling brothers, you come into the truth, you gotta let go your wife if she not in the truth. Some of these guys is saying you can only have one wife. That's forbidding to marry, man. We have multiple wives. The Lord may send you a wife. You ain't gonna take her, cause they say that. Well, we could have multiple wives during the time of Moses, but right now we can't have multiple wives. But then in the kingdom, we gonna have multiple wives again. Come on, man. The Lord ain't flipping like that, man.
They even try to tell you that was part of the Lord's doctrine. What is it? I want to say they go to like 1 Corinthians 7 or something like that.
The shit goofy, man.
And they try to like actually say that was part of his doctrine.
You can have multiple wives during the time of Adam. You can have multiple wives during the time of Moses. But now, today, you can't have multiple wives. But in the kingdom, you're going to have multiple wives again. You want to know what that is? That's a seducing spirit. It's for the money. You got to get female to be a part of your congregation because they spend and give away the most money.
Yeah, so now you woman worshiping. You know what I'm saying? Then that transfers over into woman worship. Because when you think about it, even the Most High got multiple wives. I mean, he called...
all 12 tribes in northern kingdom and southern kingdom. But look though, because if I were to get money and the women have more money and they give more money away, but it's a Camp A over here telling you men can have multiple wives, women got to be in order, be silent in the church. But Camp B over here saying no, you only can have one wife. When the women want to pick a camp to go to, where do you think they're going to lean to? What camp do you think they're going to lean to get their money to? That they're going to support based on their feelings. They're going to go to this camp saying...
You done with your piece?
Nah. They're going to go to this camp saying, what? A man can't have multiple wives. Because their feelings are already towards that. And they don't want to deal with the hard pill to swallow that a man can have multiple wives. It's easy.
They're out of order.
And then they act like it's impossible. No, that just can't be the way. It's impossible. You got hundreds of millions of people in Saudi Arabia that practice it. How is it impossible?
See what I'm
They
saying?
doing it. They do it with no problem.
And that's an evil spirit. Because now you out of order.
Yep.
And then that caused you to rebel against your husband, and then eventually you will probably leave your husband and then go commit adultery. But they don't want to get that deep. You see what I'm saying? They don't look at it like that, but that's literally what that is.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? And that's an evil spirit, because a righteous spirit not gonna tell you to do that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? A righteous spirit not gonna come into a woman and tell her, oh well, he's not acting how you want him to act. Go find you somebody else. No.
Yeah, because the evil spirit that's on them is envy. You envying another woman. That's why you don't want your man to be with multiple wives, because you envy the other one.
Which is a sin.
Yeah, which is a sin. That's covetousness, right? So let's keep going. It commanding to abstain from meat. So we ain't got to go into that. We know it's a lot of you say you can't eat meat.
Right.
Which God has. We had a brother come down here. He fell out just because of that. Like, bro, if you don't want to eat meat, don't eat meat. But you ain't finna sit up here and try to condemn us and act like we doing something bad about eating meat. It says, which God has created, but then you gotta eat meat on the Passover. Come on, man. The Lord is not the author of confusion, man.
Man, say it again.
It says,
bro.
which God has created to be received with thanksgiving of them. So they'll go to this precept. Say, look, Thanksgiving. Which God has received with thanksgiving of them which believe. It just means thankful. Believe and know the truth. Just because you name something after something that's in the Bible don't mean that it's of the Bible. It's just crazy, man. Of them that know the truth. But we going for every creature of God is good, and nothing is to be refused if it is being received with thanksgiving. For it, of course, clean and unclean comes in play. For it is sanctified by the word of God and prayer. And then the Christians will go to that precept to mean that you can just eat anything.
Because they just can't leave that pork alone.
Yep.
They just can't leave that shrimp, crab, and lobster alone when it's killing them. I got two brothers who younger than me that I know, you know what I'm saying, that I know, I've been knowing for a long time. I'm 30. One, they both was 27. One had a stroke and one had a mild heart attack. They don't know, they not gonna consider, because they're not in the truth, but they not gonna consider them not following the dietary law as being one of the factors of it. But I know that it is. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because I know what they consume. I know what they like to consume.
Yep.
So
I know a guy that's been spitting up blood for the last couple of days, having to be took to the ER. Every time I hear about it, I'll just be like, something wrong there.
you're going off somewhere.
Some way, somehow. You know, you a young, healthy dude, and you spitting up blood, having to be took to the ER. What's going on? But at the same time, we like, hey, that's what people gonna get.
Yeah.
That's what you gonna get, man. I'm trying to tell you, we trying to warn you. You don't want to listen. Then
That's
judge
life.
me.
That's just life. See what I'm saying? When shit really hit the fan, it's gonna get ugly.
Got it.
This is Romans 1, verse 25. Who changed the truth of God into a lie? Just like we was going into when a brother was saying how they try to tell you that it's unlawful to have multiple wives.
Or they go to that precept and bring up Thanksgiving, and then they change it to a lie and say, look, this is why you can keep Thanksgiving.
See what I'm saying? But we know who responsible for that. It say, and worship and serve the creature more than the creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. Because that's what you're doing when you start going into all of those different doctrines. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what you was raised up off of. And you can actually go research and find out where, like, holidays, like when it was created, why it was created. You can actually go find this out.
Right.
Then that's when you worshiping the people who created that doctrine. You see what I'm saying? Whether you want to admit it or not. It's just like he said, oh, okay, yeah, we going around the rock, we praying to the rock. Oh, I'm not worshiping the rock. That's exactly what you do.
Right. You're just saying that you're not.
Yeah. You see
And you're not innocent once you've been warned. Now you willfully sinning and willfully doing it. And then, like, with the multiple wives thing, bro, like, we see the shit coming before it comes. We telling you why these different people are doing it. It's just that simple, bro, because you got camps that say, well, Paul said, well, we really can't have multiple wives, but they say it's not a sin. If it's not a sin, it's no need for us to talk about it. If it's not a sin and you say that we can't do something that's not a sin, where there's no law, there's no sin. The Bible tells you that. If it's not a sin, then what are you doing? You're adding to the word. You're adding to the commandments. That's a commandment of man, and you're adding to it. If it's not a sin, it's not a sin.
Con.
You can't say shit about it. Keep your mouth closed.
Precept, Amos 3:3. Can two walk together except they be agreed? Now I bring that out because the evil, because it's so easy, and these are the people that we're gonna be dealing with on a day-to-day basis. You see what I'm saying? Who got evil spirits on them, but they don't even realize that they got evil spirits on them because they not really connected to their spiritual self. So they just think they normal. You see what I'm saying? You will go deal with, like, let's say your mom. You might just go encounter your mom, and you go over to your mom's house, and she eating pork. She having a seafood broil, and you tell her, like, Mom, you're not supposed to be eating that, and then she just lash out on you. You see what I'm saying?
That's that evil spirit in her. That's that demon.
It's a sickness. It's a real sickness. It's a demon. It's a real sickness, and that demon, it's multiple of them. So if you welcome that in, then it's gonna come transfer from her to you. You see what I'm saying? So you really can't let it.
Let me get this one because that goes with what you just said.
Right.
Proverbs 24, verse 20. For there should be no reward to the evil man, and the candle of the wicked should be put out.
See what I'm saying? The candle of the wicked shall be put out. Eventually. Right now it's all fun and games. You see what I'm saying? Because people can still go do what they want to do and go live their lives. But eventually all of this shit gonna come to an end, and everybody gonna realize that what we out here telling our people is the real knowledge of life. Eternal. You see what I'm saying? This is verse 26. For this cause God gave them up into vile affections. So when you start looking at the things that you're doing, going against the law, statutes, and commandments, and you know, like, most people know at least the 10 commandments. Most of our people know at least the 10 commandments. Something as small as thou shalt not commit adultery or thou shalt not steal. But they still do it. So now they done been given up into vile affections. Right? They say, gave them up into vile affections, for their women did change the natural use into which is against nature.
What's that? That's lesbian. And how did that happen? That happens a lot of times, like this movie I was watching with that swinging shit. One thing you know, you doing his wife, he doing your wife. Next thing you know, y'all doing each other.
You see what I'm saying? You done gave yourself up. The Lord done gave you up to vile affections because, like I just said, it's a sickness. So once you create a lifestyle of sin, then that's when you opening up to different things. Because like if you start doing things like not following or trying to follow the law, statutes, and commandments, then you just pretty much doing whatever.
Remember they said like gateway drugs.
Yeah.
Like you had drugs that was a gateway for you using harder drugs. Remember learning about that in school?
Yeah.
That's the same thing with sin. You got gateway sins. You got sins that's gonna lead to worser sins.
Yeah, because it's a like I said, it's a sickness.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You only, just like we read coming out in Luke 11. You know what I'm saying? That he started off one way, and then he just became worse and worse and worse.
The Bible says, sit not with another man's wife. Because you will start sitting with a man's wife, hearing her problems, sharing experiences with her, making her laugh and giggle, you know, kind of connecting, getting closer. And then next thing you know, you popping her. And now you into adultery.
Yeah, that's
Don't set yourself up for failure, man.
Yeah, so really, you know, we're not even supposed to become, like, if you know a woman has a husband, you're supposed to converse with that woman's husband, no matter about what the situation is.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You're not supposed to converse with another man's husband. I mean, it tells you that in Ecclesiastes 9 and 9.
Does that mean, like, if y'all, you can't say nothing to her, if y'all all go out kicking it together, you can't say one word to his wife? No, I don't mean that.
Yeah.
But you shouldn't be directly communicating. You shouldn't have her number.
See what I'm saying?
Calling her, messaging her, directly communicating with her without bro.
Yeah.
That shit is foolish. And a lot of you women be guilty of this shit because you be having male best friends. I ain't never been that way. Any chick I ever fucked with, you gotta cut off all male ties. Or we
even before the truth.
Yeah, even before the truth. This is just not, you're not gonna have a male best friend. Well, he's straight. Yeah, but we're just best friends. We grew up together. Oh, you ain't fucking with me, man.
And you ain't finna have and I don't care if he part of the ABC community.
I don't care.
You see what I'm saying? That's the same thing. You see what I'm saying? Because with my woman, what we trying to do is we trying to practice we trying to rehearse the righteous acts.
Facts.
So you see what I'm saying? I'm not trying to make you susceptible to things that I know that's temptation. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's like me putting myself in situations like that. You see what now I know me, I'm a little bit more mentally strong. You see what I'm saying? But we know that women are the weaker vessel, so we really can't move like that. Verse 27. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the women, burned in their own lust one toward another. Gave them up into vile affections. You know what I'm saying?
And then turn around and say, God loves me. Got a hit out of you.
For real.
You a ticket time.
Men with men working that which is unseemly and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error, which was me. And then the first thing they'll tell you is God said, come as you are. We just did a camp on that. Come as you are. That come as you are doctrine, that's changing the truth of the Lord into a lie. Verse 28, and even as they did not like to retain God in their knowledge, God gave them over to a reprobate mind to do these things which are not convenient, waxing worse and worse and worse. And now you got the Lord just permitting it. You know what? You get on, like, you see what I'm saying? Just sending them at you. Because what's that precept? It said he reserved some, just roughly paraphrasing, he'll reserve you for the time of judgment. You see what I'm saying? So he'll just give you over to your vile affections and a reprobate mind and let you just keep just doing what you're doing, and then you see what I'm saying? He just really reserved you.
That's what's going on with Vocab Malone. People wondering like, man, why Vocab Malone ain't been taken out yet? Because he's reserved for judgment day. He's going to be made an example of on judgment day.
Yeah, exactly. Verse 29. Being filled all with unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of God, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents. Yeah, because they get to a point where it's like, man, I don't want to hear that no more. You see what I'm saying? So then it really becomes a point where, like, that's when you realize, like, oh, okay, they really just got a problem with the Most High. It don't really be you, because all you doing is preaching the Bible. You ain't coming with and putting people at gunpoint. Man, don't eat that pork. If you eat that pork, I'm gonna shoot you. No, you just tell them, like, look, man, this is what the Lord say. And then they try to come with all different types of angles. Well, you know, the Bible's been rewritten, and it's been this and it's been that. Like, come on, man.
But they'll follow the laws of Esau.
See what I'm
that's
saying?
Been rewritten.
Yeah, they change laws every year.
Every fucking year. Every year. You go in there, it's a new law they didn't change. They follow them ones. Esau come out and say, you gotta stop at a red light. That's the law. You get pulled over, get a ticket, get fined. You stopping at red lights. Esau say, in order to drive a car on his streets, you have to have a plate. You will go get a plate. But you don't want to follow God, though. Why don't you just say, fuck Esau, I ain't following none of your laws. If you're a felon, you can't have guns. Why don't you just say, I'm still going to have my guns. I'm going to walk outside with my guns in my car. I'm not putting no plate on my car. I'm doing what I want to do. You don't do that with Esau, though, because there's a punishment behind it. But we trying to tell you, too, it's a punishment for the Lord, too.
Verse 31. Without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, immerciful, who knowing the judgment of God that which commit such things are worthy of death.
And that's the judgment we telling you, you're gonna die.
Not only do the same, but have pleasures in them that do them. Yeah, because just like I just brought up that precept, can two walk together lest they be agreed. So now you only hanging around people, so now you only hanging around like-minded, so it's just a crew of people, just wicked people.
But that's like me saying, okay, I'm not gonna be at that Thanksgiving dinner. But some brothers will do it. They'll be there eating grandma's food at Thanksgiving dinner. Well, I'm not celebrating Thanksgiving. I'm just getting me a plate. Yeah. You are celebrating, man. That food is worship to idols, and you know it. It ain't like you didn't know. You know it, and you still decide to eat it, man. You still making, well, I gotta make my grandma happy. She cooked all this food. She worked so hard. Let me go get a plate of her good food.
Yeah. Yeah. When you could really just cook your own shit at the crib.
It's just food.
Just
It
make
ain't
you
never
some-
been that
you see what I'm
serious.
saying?
It's just food, man.
Everything that they make on Thanksgiving, you can eat any time of the year.
Anytime.
Why y'all wait till Thanksgiving to bake some macaroni and cheese? We don't eat baked macaroni and cheese all year. Now Thanksgiving come around, you got baked macaroni and
I
cheese.
eat baked macaroni and cheese.
You see what I'm saying? Though? I don't really like macaroni and cheese. I don't really like baked macaroni, but I eat
But
mac
don't
and cheese.
nobody
but I'm
eat no
just-
stuffing.
You see what I'm saying?
Ain't nobody eating stuffing throughout the year, bro.
Right. Ain't nobody made no stuff all year. You don't see no, all on social media, you know, everybody posts what they make. Ain't
Sweet
nobody
potato.
made no stuff.
This shit throughout the whole year.
You see what I'm
Sweet
saying?
potatoes, stuffing. Come on, man. Big ass turkeys, man. Come on, man.
Cranberry sauce. All of this
Yeah.
shit, this is food worship to idols.
Idols.
Ain't nobody going to your local food market and going to get a big ass turkey and coming home and cooking like you would do a big chicken.
Right.
Ain't nobody doing that. We cooking chicken all year.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? The end of the year now, everybody eating turkey. You're like, see, that's how you know it's just not. It ain't right.
Christmas time come up, you going to your mom's house because she got a gift for her. I'm not celebrating Christmas, but my mom, she got a gift for me. I'm gonna do not take the gift.
Right.
Exactly, nigga. You
Or
know
I'm
what
gonna just wait till 2 days later.
Let me go over here and get the gift. Papa, Mom, you know I ain't celebrate Christmas, but hey, thank you for this gift.
See what
You
I'm saying?
celebrating it, man. Stop the foolishness, man.
Real life. It's
Hey,
rap-
hey, just imagine if the Lord was right there. Would you do it if the Lord was right there? You niggas know you wouldn't, so then don't do it now, man. That
Right.
group that was keeping Thanksgiving, the Israelite group, would they be doing that if the Lord was sitting at the table? If they knew the Lord was gonna come through their front doors and check on them, would they be doing that shit? No, that fuck they wouldn't. On everything, they would not be doing that shit, man. They would not do it in front of the Lord's face. You got to think about, man, what would the Lord think of this? All that beef and shit with y'all fighting against each other, you talking shit about this guy and this guy telling your shit, would y'all do that if the Lord was standing right there? No. Y'all be quiet and y'all be acting like y'all humble servants waiting for the Lord to give you a command. Stop the bullshit, man. If you wouldn't do it in the Lord's face, don't do it, period.
See what I'm saying? This Proverbs chapter 20, verse 24.
That's a good title, too.
For there shall be no reward to evil men. The candle of the wicked shall be put out.
Yeah, that's a good title. Would you do this in front of the Lord?
Would you do this in front of the Lord?
Would you do this in front of the Lord? Whatever you believe, all that bullshit you doing, would you do it in front of the Lord?
Yeah, there should be, just like that last precept I just read, there should be no reward for wicked men. So, you know, why everybody living in what they doing, and they living their best life, life of sin. You see what I'm saying? And they just, just lollygagging on with life. Just know that the Lord not pleased with that. And judgment day coming. So with that being said, we're going to end it right there. We're going to give our praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem B'Kakadash. Shalom.
Colder and colder.